So we're back here on the Duncan Duo Show talking about Realtor Safety, because it is, it's a common issue that we've seen pop up over the last several years, where realtors have become the prey to certain predators, to become attacked, robbed, even assaulted, even murdered, unfortunately. And it's brought a lot of awareness to the industry to have real estate agents be aware of what's going on. So we're going to give you some tips if you're a real estate agent listening. But also if you're a real estate consumer, whether you're a home buyer or a home seller, and you're used to doing real estate a certain way, things have changed. Things have changed with how realtors operate, because it's more safety first now. So a lot of the we hear this all the time. Well, I bought a home 10 years ago. My realtor never asked me that. Well, a lot's changed in 10 years. And so the reality is that real estate agents now have to do a lot more things to stay safe. I think first and foremost, one of the things that real estate agents have the ability to do is pre-screen their customers a little bit. There's never been a time when more information's been available, on someone. Googling their name, their address. We even use a service, and I highly endorse a service. We enjoy using it, called Forewarn. So if you're a real estate agent, FOREWARN. And it's a service that allows you to basically take someone's phone number or email address that you're suspicious of. Let's say it's somebody that, asks you for something odd, or, maybe says something inappropriate, or asks you out on a date, things like that. In the first phone conversation, if that's happening, you probably should be a little suspicious. So if you're suspicious about the person, trust your instinct. You can plug their information into that. We have the ability to do it's not like a full background check or anything, but it's the ability to allow you to learn a little bit more about the person's background in case you're concerned about your well-being. I think another big one for real estate agents is setting up a buddy system. We've got a buddy system in our office where the agents they're checking in with somebody. People know where they are. They're they're sharing their location with people whenever there's an issue. And I think that's important, to a real estate company to establish that kind of buddy system.
One of the things I remember I used to do a lot is to remember not to park in a driveway, because then someone can block you in should you need to leave. And it's common courtesy too for the seller. So I always used to park on the street, because if I needed to leave, then at least I've got a way to get away quickly.
Yeah, we actually had a situation about 6 months ago. Another reason why you shouldn't park in the driveway. We had an agent whose car was leaking oil, a pretty aggressive oil leak. Showed a brand new construction, really high-end house, and left a nice little oil puddle on the driveway. So needless to say, another reason why not is that if you're not sure that your car is in tip-top shape, probably shouldn't park in the driveway. But yeah, no brainer. Definitely park on the street. Another one, you're getting information. We believe, and the industry supports this, that someone that provides you a financing pre-qual, it has given their verifiable contact information to a third party. They're just much less likely to be doing something shady, because now it's a real easy way to track them. So when we get a pre-qual from somebody, we feel a little bit more confident. So when an agent is pushing you for a mortgage pre-qual, yes, does it benefit them? Yes, does it save their time? But it also assures them that you're not as likely to be some psycho serial killer. So know that the agent is doing that for a good reason.
One of the things I hear a lot about now is agents are going to ask for information, and a big red flag out there is if somebody is reluctant to give you any information. Right. So as encouragement to all the consumers out there, even though the last time you did this 10 or 15 years ago, you didn't need to show a copy of a driver's license or give information about yourself. It's not asking because they want to see a copy of your driver's license. It's for their safety and everybody's safety, and giving the information. And when you're not giving the information, it can be a red flag. Doesn't mean something's wrong, but it is a red flag.
Absolutely.
Another big one: open house safety. Buddy up on open houses.
For sure.
That's where stuff has unfortunately happened. We like to send more than one person on an open house, you check in with neighbors. You let people know. Fortunately, it's one of the areas where the real estate community will benefit from all of the smart home technology, cameras, things like that. That obviously is a deterrent. So there are some downfalls to all the smart home technology, like customers who are selling their home, watching the people walk through their house, and eavesdropping on conversations. Unfortunately, I've heard rumors of things like that happen. But the reality is that it is a deterrent for crime, because people are much less likely to do that when they're much more likely to be caught.
Yeah, we have loan officers every week that are out with agents and that'll team up and help buddy up if there's not another agent to go with them. There's lots of different people, insurance agents, I'm sure go out, you see people, title reps that'll go with you. So, you know, all the agents out there, it does make sense, you know, to have someone with you. And
Yeah.
it's less likely that something's going to happen.
Yeah, another big one is not showing homes late at night. Look, I just believe that you know, first off, it's not good to show a home late at night. I mean, it's dark. There's so much that they're not going to see.
Right.
But someone that wants to see a home at 9:30 or 10 o'clock at night, to me, I would just be cautiously suspicious about that. You know, there's just, that's where bad stuff can happen. People's visibility is less. That's just, I mean, it's like the same thing you tell your kids, you know, staying out late. You know, it's like the risk for something bad happening gets worse.
Street lights on, everybody home, right?
Exactly. Yeah, do your best to you know, another one that I'm a big believer in, you know, unfortunately there have been circumstances where agents have gotten into customers' cars, and the customer drives the agent, you know, in their car. Again, you don't have a way out, a little more dangerous, a little more unsafe. Take your own car, meet them somewhere, follow them. Or if you're going to ride together, they should be in your car, not the other way around.
We had an agent on our team whose car was in the shop and he needed to go to meet a seller and he Ubered there, so
Yeah.
you know, that's other options too.
Correct, yeah, no doubt. Riding in the customer's car, and again, I'm not saying never, ever, ever. You know, like if this is somebody you know, it's your sphere of influence, you've worked with them 3 or 4 times, you know, you just use your best judgment. But first time meeting somebody, don't know them too well, probably shouldn't be riding around in their car for a few hours. You know, I mean, that's ultimately what, you know, what happens. Another one is if they say anything inappropriate, make a pass at you, inappropriate, you know, nip that in the bud fast and get out of the situation. Don't think to yourself, oh, well, I can deal with this, because that could be just a test. They could be seeing how you respond to that, and then they pursue a little further. So, you know, don't work with somebody that's going to do inappropriate things like that. No business, no commission check, no sale is worth your life or the risk of you being assaulted. It just isn't, you know. And so it's why when customers call us, you know, we've had customers call us upset because an agent wouldn't meet with them. It's like, well, look, you wouldn't provide us a pre-qual, you wouldn't provide us a copy of your driver's license, and you wanted to meet my agent at 9:30 on a Friday night. Would you meet with yourself? Right. No. Like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't meet with you either. Like, I'm a big dude, I ain't worried about you, but I ain't meeting with you, you know, sorry. But that's unfortunate. The unfortunate side of it is that has been what has happened for a long time.
Right,
People
if they
have gone
make
out
that
and done it.
complaint on social media or online, it gives us a good opportunity to explain that to the
Yeah,
rest
we've
of the
had it
audience.
happen a couple times. A couple bad reviews where customers were like, you know, so-and-so wouldn't even meet with me. I was coming into town and they didn't even, you know, meet with me. And it's like, they didn't meet with you because they asked you for like 3 or 4 things and you wouldn't provide. You were evasive. It's like, I'm sorry, like we do not have an obligation to work with you if you're not going to help us be assured of our safety. If these questions that we ask you to help protect us, you're not willing to answer, then we're not willing to work with you. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like we're not meant to work with everybody, and I'm sure maybe they'll find someone else that'll do it, but we're not going to go do that. It's just not the reality of it. So another one, being careful with keys is a big one. Do not pass out keys. Don't let someone use your lockbox. Don't leave a key with a customer that doesn't own the property.
Don't give out the combo if it's
Yes.
a combo box.
Be careful with keys, because then they'll use that key. Maybe they come back to the house. Maybe they attack someone else. You know, keep a home secure for a reason.
That's just opening up to a whole can of worms that could happen.
Yeah, no
Right.
doubt about it. Another one, you know, being conscious of thieves. You know, thieves will follow real estate agents to houses because they know they'll sometimes, you know, if they're driving a nice car, they'll forget to lock the car. You know, they're going in and out of houses. You know, the thief has kind of figured out that they're a realtor. They see them driving to different homes in the neighborhood. They wait till they go into a house, open up the door, and take your stuff.
Yeah.
You know, then you have to break in because you're getting in and out of your car so much that you just forget to lock it. So make sure you're always locking your doors. Make sure to be aware of your surroundings. You know, there's just so many things. I think another big one is taking a self-defense class. Every realtor should be comfortable in a situation. They should know some tactics. Now, I don't expect all of them out there to turn into MMA fighters. You know, I don't expect, you know, but you need to know a few tactics to get away. You know, to be able to get out of a situation, to be able to,
Absolutely.
one or two moves to get you out of a situation, is something that I think is super, super important. I think another one is just being, being prepared, just knowing, who you're showing homes to, doing your research, just always focus on being prepared. The more prepared you are as an agent for a meeting with a customer, the better off you're gonna be.
Pay attention to your surroundings.
Yep.
See what's going on.
Yep. Last but not least, a lot of we talk a lot about personal safety, but let's talk about financial safety. There's a lot of scams out there that attack realtors. Phishing scams, wire scams. Customers will, there'll be a hacker that will get into email systems, or that will know like the email chain and will set up an email that almost looks like the agent trying to get wiring instructions or wire information, or they'll email the person and say, hey, here's your wiring instructions. If you're a realtor, never provide wiring instructions. Let that come directly from the title company. And if you're a customer, verify the wiring instructions verbally on a telephone call.
Yes.
There are so many scams out there with email that if you get wiring instructions via email, call and verify them, because you just never know if those wiring instructions are legit or not. We have not had this happen in our company, but we know it has happened in other companies where, there have been humongous wire transfers sent to Nigeria, and they're gone.
Wire fraud is such a huge problem out there, and it's one of the biggest crimes that are out there. It's good to see most title companies now are saying they call us. They want to do it verbally to make sure you confirm it. But yes, never just take an email
I
address
don't think consumers understand that once you send that wire, it's not like you can bring it back.
Right. It is not easy.
So hopefully these tips for realtor safety have been helpful, not just for realtors, but also for customers working with realtors, because then they have perspective. They understand why some of these things are coming into play. It isn't just about the realtor wanting to protect their time or making sure that you have money. It's also about protecting their safety. It's making sure that they're not the next agent that gets taken advantage of or attacked or assaulted. So we'll be back wrapping up the show after a quick break. We're going to talk homeowners insurance after a quick break here on the Duncan Duo Show.